Jason Aaron reaches the penultimate issue of his massive 60+ issue run on Avengers across 2 books, concluding his Avengers Forever series with more fitting all-out war between the Avengers, Mephisto, and Doom. We are at a point where I think the big twists are all over. We've got one more issue left, and it is an oversized issue, so something could happen, but I like that it's just all pure action now. There's not really any plot being developed here. We already know that Mephisto is trying to get to the bedrock under the God Quarry, and he's getting there. He's got there, and we find out that he's trying to destroy the universe, not rewrite it like the heroes think, and that's about where the story ends, and then just the action takes over, and it's really cool seeing all of this action, and I love that we get to have a moment with Robbie and Brandy bonding over having power, but fearing using it since it would, as people, take away their agency, since the power would take them over and kind of erase their humanity. It's a really great dynamic, and I wish Aaron had explored it a little bit more, especially since both characters have been absent for the last few issues of this event. This really is just a byproduct of working with so many different characters and threads and having so many things going on at once. Thor meeting his biological mother, the Phoenix, was also subject to moving quick, but it did lead to an awesome combo of powers. Aaron Kuder, Frank Martin, and Mark Farmer are completely let loose this issue, with a lot of their page work depicting the big battle. I really do like that Aaron just let them kind of go ham with the story, leaving the story to the artists and having their art tell it, not just, pages and pages and pages filled with word balloons. And there were a couple, but a lot of the big sequences all got done by them, and I just loved every second of it. It just felt so epic and cinematic. Avengers Forever issue 15 kept the action moving at a great pace, but thanks to the amount Aaron is currently balancing with all of the heroes and threads, a little bit of character work suffered. I'm going to give this issue an 8.5 out of 10. Avengers Forever issue 15 sees Galactus feasting on the power of Doom the Living Planet, a thing that, while should strike fear into everyone, is eliciting cheers from the Avengers. The planet's screams drive the Dooms into a bloody frenzy as Thor tells his father, his granddaughters, and the god of hammers to make sure they cannot hear themselves over the roar of the storms. The Thors launch their attack as the rest of the Avengers lead the Avengers Assemble warcry, fighting against the Dooms and Mephisto, who laughs at the thought of the Avengers assembling against him. He tells them that they are too late, asking if they can now feel the ancient power just waiting to explode from beneath them in the God Quarry. He continues to smash up the ground to try and get to the power as the Avengers Mountain asks if he can feel this, firing his gun at the devil and blowing him in two. Mephisto lives though, telling the being that it has no idea what he's done and what he will do to see this through, grabbing some of his own innards and eating them to reassemble himself. Mephisto comes for the mountain as Ursa Major tells Gorilla Man that this is the weirdest thing he's ever talked him into. Doom above all, meanwhile, is subdued by Avenger Prime, who proclaims that with his army failing and his living planet eaten, he is done for. Namor still wants to kill the being, but Doom frees himself from the spell, telling them their assembling was too late and too little, as the God Quarry is already crumbling and the power beneath them is going to be unleashed as hungry moths are drawn to its flame. Dark Phoenix appears, angered Doom abandoned her. Doom says that he was actually awaiting her arrival, as Mystique tells Doom that he is lying and perhaps she should take his tongue. Doom removes his mask, telling her that he welcomes it, so she grabs him, pulling him in for a kiss. Elsewhere, the depowered Robbie Reyes sits with Starbrand, who thinks the worst part of this is that their friends are out there dying and they can't do anything to help. She thinks that in her old age, it's probably good she won't live to see what happens next, but Robbie thinks that none of them will, as Doom and Mephisto will win. Robbie asks how she got so old, wondering if he was gone from Earth 616 for that long, but Brandy tells him that it was the Starbrand that did this to her, and she guesses in time, all stars burn themselves out, and the Avengers won't let her use her powers again, and that's even if she could, which she doesn't know if she can. She asks why the Ghost Rider is gone, but Robbie says he's still there, but it was Robbie who was almost gone, since the more he became the All-Rider, the more Robbie Reyes would disappear, turned to ash by the spirit of vengeance, and his fear of losing himself is what caused him to stop becoming the Ghost Rider, and now he doesn't know if he can bring that back. The duo survey the battle, knowing that there are a lot of Avengers out there, with an army of Thors, Phoenix wielders, and some Sorcerer Supremes, but two seem to be missing. Brandy can't help but think that they are there for a reason, and the Avengers won't win without them. Robbie asks what the woman's gut tells her, so Brandy says that the Ghost Rider and the Starbrand were there at the beginning of the Avengers, and they need to be there at the end. Robbie agrees as some Dooms spot the heroes, but Brandy blasts them away, forgetting how much the power tickles her. A Doom tries to dive on Robbie, telling him to grovel before the Doom above all as he turns into the Ghost Rider, grabbing the villain and thinking that it must be nice to have a power that only tickles. Old Man Phoenix meanwhile tells the heroes that the battle has always been about turning the God Quarry brittle, as Dark Phoenix appears, telling Logan and Echo and the other Phoenixes that once she has drained the fire from them, she will be the only Phoenix left. The original Phoenix appears, demanding that the villain stay away from her son, blasting Mystique to the ground as Thor reunites with his mother, who tells him that she only followed the sound of his thunder, surprised by how much he's grown. Thor is shocked that she came all this way for him, but Phoenix says that she would cross eternity itself to be by his side and to burn away anyone who dares lay a hand on him, since that is the only way a Phoenix can show their love. Thor thinks that they should show Dark Phoenix how much love they have in their hearts, combining the power of Mjolnir and the Odin Force with the Phoenix Force to obliterate Dark Phoenix. Doing so though blows open the God Quarry and Mephisto begins to feel the power of reality, proclaiming that a drop is all he is needed to finish this all off. The power engulfs the villain and he uses it to smash up the remains of Doom, the Living Planet and Galactus, the explosion ripping a giant hole into the ground and releasing a thick purple liquid. Ant-Man asks what it is and Old Man Logan tells him that it's liquefied remnants of an ancient multiverse, warning the heroes not to lay a finger on it or let it touch them. Captain America tells the Avengers to run, but Avenger Prime thinks it's too late for that since there is nowhere in the multiverse they can hide now. He realizes that Mephisto's plan was never to rewrite existence, it was to end it, as he calls for the Avengers to assemble one final time.